By 25, you don't just want to look like you have your life together, you want to actually feel it. And no, I'm not talking about designer bags or those TikTok dupe hauls everybody's obsessed with. I'm talking about the stuff that genuinely upgrades your quality of life. The kind of things where you walk into a room and people just know that she got her shit together. And even if I cannot stress this enough, you're still Googling how many eggs can I eat in a day. Number one is our health. That is where everything starts, and without it, nothing else on this list matters. Not the job, not the relationship, and definitely not the Chanel bag. You cannot outsource this one, and trust me, I wish that we could. Exercise literally rewires your brain. Your brain physically changes when you move your body consistently. The version of you that moves regularly is a completely different person than the one that doesn't. She showed up differently, she handles stress differently, and she feels differently. I know we all bought some kind of gym membership we never use, and I get it, but that's not the point. The point is finding movement that doesn't make you want to feel like you're dying and that you want to fake your own death. Maybe it's Pilates, maybe it's kickboxing, maybe it's just those long walks where you listen to the same set playlist on repeat. So find something, anything, because when you do, everything else gets easier. And if you are ready for it, invest in that workout membership, the one you would actually use, because when you commit to taking care of your body, you're not just building muscle or losing weight or losing fat, you are building the foundation that your entire life gets to rest on. So just start with 10 minutes a day, build from there. You're not training to compete, you're just showing up for yourself. Next one is that clothes that actually fit your body. You don't need a tons of blazer and dresses in your closet. You need the one that fits you like it was made for you. People make snap judgment about your competence within 7 seconds of seeing you. 7 seconds. And if your outfit is doing those weird things like bunching up, gapping at buttons, and drawing you in, you are fighting an uphill battle before you even speak. Clothes that fit perfectly signal confidence, not wealth, not status, just confidence. And when your clothes fit right, getting dressed actually feels like the best part even before going out. And make sure you iron your clothes, because I hate seeing those wrinkles on a good outfit. The next one is the jewelry that actually makes you feel something. I used to buy jewelry constantly, and then I just leave them in the boxes. It would just sit there. I'd never wear it. I forget about it and eventually throw it out or donate it or give it away to friends. It was just stuff taking up space because I never actually connected to any of it. But as I get older, I start to understand that jewelry isn't just decoration. It's a statement. It adds to your presence. It makes you stand out in a way that subtle but powerful. It adds to your confidence as well, your aura. I was never really into big jewelry before, but slowly I learned that when I want to look a little bit taller, brighter, prettier, more confident, a statement piece is what finishes the whole thing. The whole look is what pulls everything together and makes me feel like that woman. I've been shopping from Saya Bling recently. I'm going to leave their website in my description with a promotion code for you guys. This isn't sponsorship. I didn't get any money, but they gifted me this piece, and I genuinely think that the quality is really good for the price. And then so I watched the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days recently. I watched it before, but I recently rewatched it, and I was so in love with the yellow dress. That iconic scene where she's wearing that statement necklace with the yellow stone and the yellow dress, I couldn't get it out of my head. I had a dress tailored in that same color, and when I was browsing on the website, I found this necklace that looks so similar to the one from the movie. It's 925 sterling silver, platinum, and yellow gold plating, nickel-free with lab-created yellow stone. When I put it on with that dress, I felt like her, and that's what the right jewelry does. You don't need a ton of pieces, you just need the ones that actually make you feel something. The one you reach for because they remind you of who you're becoming. So just start small. One piece you genuinely love is worth more than 10 pieces collecting dust in a drawer. Now I gotta talk about scent. Scent is one of the most powerful memory triggers we have. It directly linked to your limbic system, your brain's emotional center. So when you wear the same perfume consistently, people literally start associating you with that feeling. That's why your ex cologne can still ruin your entire day when you catch it at Target 3 years later. Your brain hasn't forgotten. It never forgets smell. So find a signature scent and make it yours. You don't have to drop a $400 at Le Labo unless you want to. There are incredible options at very price point. The key is consistent. Wear it enough that when someone hugs you, they remember the moment later when they smell it again from somewhere else randomly and think of you. You are creating an association, an anchor, a vibe that follows you into every room and lingers even after you leave. So choose wisely. Don't choose something that is so overpowering that once you walk into a room, that is all everyone can breathe. Perfume shouldn't be too much. It should be gentle, it reflects you, and it should only be noticed if people are within your personal space or hugging you. That's the sweet spot. And now, after all that, you cannot upgrade your life if your mental health is in the gutter, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Is that journaling, therapy, meditation, even just having that one friend you can ugly cry to at 2 a.m.? This is what keeps you grounded when everything else feels like shit. In order to start the right way, James Clear, this guy who wrote this book, talk about identity-based habit, and it completely shifted how I think about this stuff. You're not someone who's trying to journal. You are someone who reflects. You're not someone who's trying to meditate. You are someone who protects her peace. Figure out what works for your brain specifically, because mental health isn't one size fits all. Maybe therapy will change you. Maybe it's the morning pages where you word vomit everything onto paper. Maybe it's kickboxing where you can imagine the bag is someone who's ever annoyed you. The goal here is to build rituals that bring you back to yourself when life gets a bit too loud, because it will get loud repeatedly, and you need something that anchors you back to who you are underneath all those noise. Okay, you know what's generally sexy? A savings account. I'm not kidding. By 25, you don't need a multi-dollar portfolio or a side hustle empire, but you do need to know where your money is going. Studies show financial stress is one of the top causes of anxiety in women under 30, and I lived that reality for years. So budgeting, savings, investing, even if it's small, it isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind, it's about having options. Nothing hits quite like being able to say, no, nah, I don't need this job, I got options. And that's not privilege, that's you planning, that's you taking care of the future of you, because nobody else is going to do it for you. You can start simple, just track your spending for 1 month, see where the money goes. No judgment, just data. Then make one small change how to make it better. Maybe you're spending too much money on takeout without realizing it. Maybe you can cut that in half and start cooking at home and redirect it into savings or anything else. Compound interest is real, and time is your biggest advantage when we're young, when we're 25. Even that $50 you're saving right now, it can be something else entirely different in 10 years. So stop pretending that money isn't important. It is important. It buys freedom, it buys choices, it buys the ability to live situations that aren't serving you anymore. The next thing is something that I wish I had learned since a younger age: knowing who you are, or at least you are actively trying to figure it out. Your values, your style, your voice, how you show up online, offline, this is your personal brand. And before you roll your eyes, I'm not talking about becoming an influencer. I'm talking about alignment. When you know who you are and what you stand for, opportunity become easy to filter. You instantly know that that's not me, or this is me, that's not my lane. You stop wasting time on things that don't fit. You stop saying yes to things that you will regret later. You stop ending up in relationships that drain you, or the job that slowly kill your soul. Think of your personal brand as your life's filter. If it doesn't align with your values, it doesn't belong in your life. That's it. It's the whole system. And when you are clear on who you are, the right people and opportunity find you easier and faster, because you're not trying to be everything to everyone anymore. Next one, we need to talk about hair, because you can wear designer everything, but if your hair looks fried, people notice, and more importantly, you will notice. You will feel it, and it affects how you feel about yourself every single day. Stress, hormones, travel, all of it can increase hair shredding, and nothing spikes your anxiety faster than seeing clumps in the shower drain. At least that's what it does to me. That's why a consistent hair care routine isn't vanity, it's maintenance, it's self-respect. And I'm not here to try sell you like $80 hair mask or whatever Instagram and TikTok is pushing this week. Figure out what works for your hair type specifically. Shampoo that doesn't strip everything, conditioner that actually hydrates, and a good mask you can use weekly, and maybe some oil for the ends, and tools that don't literally cook your strands. Healthy hair says, I take care of myself, and that confidence shows in ways you cannot fake. This isn't about having like perfect hair every day, it's about having hair that feels good, that doesn't stress you out, that you're not consistently worrying about or hiding under a hat. Next one, we need to talk about quality sleep. Sleep is harder than hustle, and I will not change my mind. Your brain literally cleans itself while you sleep. There's this thing called the lymphatic system that flushes out toxins. So if you are constantly running on a 5-hour sleep, you are basically walking around with a sick brain. Studies show that chronic sleep deprivation affects everything: your mood, your decision, your immune system, even your ability to regulate emotions. So that fight that you had with your boyfriend last week might have gone differently if you actually had slept. So good sheet, blackout curtains, a bedtime routine, whatever helps you actually rest. Protect your sleep like it's your skincare routine, because it kind of is, and it's really that important. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. And so yeah, I know the hustle culture makes you feel like sleep is lazy, and people say that you can sleep when you die, but it's not it, yeah? You can't outwork bad sleep. You will just burn out faster and feel worse doing it. And after that sleep, you need a home that feels like a sanctuary. Your environment is a mirror of your mind. And this goes way beyond just your bedroom. It doesn't matter if it's a studio apartment, a room in a share house, or your parents' guest room. Make it feel like yours. Light, cozy, clean, plants if you can keep them alive. Good bedding, a kitchen that doesn't stress you out, a living space where you can actually breathe. I don't think these are luxury items. They are necessities. You spend so much time of your life in your home, it should feel like a place you actually want to be. And when your space feels chaotic, you feel chaotic. When your space feels safe and nurturing, showing up as your best self actually becomes so much easier. This isn't about having an Instagram perfect apartment show only in photos. It's about creating a space where you can recharge, where you feel safe enough to fall apart when you need to, and strong enough to put yourself back together. So start small and go from there. Next on the list is the people who actually get you. Isolation will eat you alive, and that's not me being dramatic. By 25, you need at least one mentor or a community that actually supports you. Research shows social support literally improves your immune system. But beyond the science, having people who get it makes life way less lonely. I've been through periods where I tried to do everything alone by myself, and it was miserable. Will not built for that. So find your people, even if it's just siblings, your partner, your parents, your Pilates squad, or even online community where you don't feel insane for caring about the things that you care about. That's why I'm building this community on YouTube of my own where I can freely share my things. And lastly, experiences that change how you see the world. Travel, read, learn a new skill, learn a new language, try pottery, even if your vase end up looking like Shrek's head. Experiences shape you in ways that things will never be able to. Psychologists call this the experiential advantage. We adapt to material goods quickly, but experiences create lasting happiness. That handbag stopped exciting you after a month, but that trip to Paris, you will remember forever. The conversation you had, the food you tried, the version of yourself you discovered in a completely new place. It doesn't mean you need to be booking your trip constantly. It means saying yes to things that scare you a little bit, things that pushes you out of the comfort zone, things that makes you realize that you are more capable than you thought. Take the cooking class, go to the concert, book the weekend trip, sign up for the thing that you've been thinking about for 6 months. Every experience, good or bad, adds to who you are, who you're becoming. The more you expose yourself to, the more interesting you become. And it's not for other people, it's for yourself. You have more to talk about, more to reference, and more proof that you can handle new things and come out on the other side intact. So yeah, if I could go back to my 25-year-old me and tell her anything, it would be these 12 things right here, and just the 9 things to have. They are building blocks of life that actually feels like you've got it together, even when you're still figuring it out, which by the way, never stops. We are all still trying to figure it out. So you don't have to overhaul your whole life in just 1 week. Just start somewhere and build from there. And actually, over the next 12 weeks, we'll be breaking down this whole transformation thing into actual doable steps. So if you want to follow along and not miss any of it, hit that subscribe button. And if this helped, hit that like button as well so we can keep having those conversations. I'll see you in the next one. P.S. So I've been doing a lot of travel content and vlogs lately, but my life is so much larger than just traveling. In fact, I don't travel that often, not like some travel influencers do. My thing is to help and uplift people and make their lives easier and more beautiful. So from time to time, I want to share my life experience, hoping this would help someone. Imagine this younger me watching this. That's why I am doing this video and more series like this in the future. I don't want to be tied to just one niche because as a person, I am so much bigger than that. So follow along and let's do this together.